Hey guys, welcome back and thanks for tuning in. This is your number one destination for World Cup 2026 match breakdowns and highlights. So hit that subscribe button right now and let's get into it, because we have one of the greatest, most dramatic, most unforgettable World Cup matches in the modern era to break down from Mexico City. England defeated Mexico 3-2 at the legendary Estadio Azteca on Sunday night in the round of 16. And this result means so many things on so many levels. Jude Bellingham scored twice in 98 seconds in the most electric 2-minute spell of this entire tournament. Julian Quiñones pulled one back with a stunning volley before halftime. Harry Kane converted a penalty in the 60th minute to restore England's 2-goal lead. Jarell Quansah was controversially sent off after a VAR review in the 54th minute, leaving England with 10 men for the final 36 minutes plus 11 minutes of stoppage time. Raul Jimenez pulled Mexico back to 2-3 from the penalty spot with 10 minutes remaining. And then England, 10 men, altitude, 83,000 screaming Mexican fans, the most hostile atmosphere imaginable, held on. Held on through wave after wave of Mexican attacks. Held on through Jordan Pickford's heroic saves, 20 shots he faced, 20, until the final whistle confirmed it. England 3, Mexico 2. The Quinto Partido, Mexico's dream fifth match at their own World Cup, denied. And England head to Miami to face Erling Haaland's Norway in the quarterfinals. Let's break it all down. Before we get into the goals and the chaos, let's understand just how extraordinary the stage was for this match and what both nations brought into it. Mexico, co-hosts of this 2026 World Cup, for clean sheets in 4 matches, no goals conceded, the only team in this entire tournament yet to let in a single goal, arrived at the Estadio Azteca as the informed team in this entire knockout stage. Javier Aguirre's side had broken the Quinto Partido curse in the round of 32 by defeating Ecuador 2-0, becoming the first Mexican side in 40 years to win a World Cup knockout match. The entire nation was dreaming of a quarterfinal. The Azteca, one of the most iconic football cathedrals on earth, 83,000 passionate Mexican supporters, the altitude of Mexico City, and a team that had not conceded a single goal in this tournament. Every advantage was with Mexico. Julian Quiñones with 3 goals already in the tournament. Roberto Alvarado creating danger constantly. Raul Jimenez leading the line with experience and quality. England, on the other hand, arrived in Mexico City carrying the scars of history. This was the same Estadio Azteca where Diego Maradona's hand of God knocked England out in 1986. The same stadium where England had never won in their entire history. Jude Bellingham, Harry Kane, Bukayo Saka, Anthony Gordon, Declan Rice, quality throughout the team. But the altitude, the atmosphere, the history, and Mexico's incredible defensive record all pointed in one direction. A Mexican night, a Mexican victory, a Mexican dream. And for the first 36 minutes of this match, England had barely had a touch. Mexico dominated the early exchanges, Jimenez having 2 shots in the first 3 minutes, Raul pushing Pickford into action early. England were second to every ball, struggling with the altitude and the occasion. And then, completely against the run of play, in the 36th minute, Jude Bellingham. Bukayo Saka broke down the right flank, drove to the byline, and pulled back a low cross into the penalty area, and Bellingham, arriving at pace, slid the ball past Rangel from close range. 1-0 England. The Azteca fell into stunned, disbelieving silence for just a moment. And then, 98 seconds later, in the 38th minute, Harry Kane played a precise through ball to release Bellingham behind the Mexican defense, and the midfielder slotted home with ice-cold composure. 2-0. 2 goals in 98 seconds. The Mexican nightmare was unfolding. And then in the 42nd minute, Alvarado's cross was backheeled by Quansah into the path of Quiñones, who lashed a stunning side volley into the net. 2-1. The Azteca came back to life. The roar was deafening. England held on until halftime, with Pickford making massive saves and Bellingham clearing off the line in first half stoppage time. The second half turned completely on the 54th minute. Jarell Quansah, sliding into a challenge on Jesus Gallardo, caught his ankle with his studs. The referee waved play on, but VAR intervened, and after a pitch-side monitor review, a straight red card was shown. 10 men England. 36 minutes plus stoppage time to play. Mexico sensed their moment. And then, just 3 minutes later, Gordon sprinted onto a long ball. Rangel came charging off his line, misjudged everything, and took out Gordon's legs. Penalty. Kane stepped up and stroked it into the bottom corner. 3-1 England. 10 men and still scoring. The Azteca was completely stunned. Mexico pushed and pushed. Jimenez won a penalty of their own from a Kane foul and drilled it past Pickford to make it 3-2. And then the most extraordinary, most agonizing, most nerve-shredding 26 minutes of football England have played in decades. Mexico had 20 shots in this match. 20. Pickford saved from Jimenez, from Alvarez, from Alvarado, from everyone. Dan Burn headed away cross after cross. John Stones threw himself in front of every shot. The altitude bit into England's 10 men with every passing minute. But Pickford was a man possessed. A wall. A hero. And when the final whistle came, England had done it. England had won at the Azteca for the very first time. England had exorcised the ghost of 1986. England are in the quarterfinals. Full time. Mexico 2, England 3. And what an absolutely extraordinary, historic, beautiful, brutal match it was. Jude Bellingham, 2 goals in 98 seconds, finally had his signature moment at this World Cup, the performance that will define his tournament and potentially his entire international career. Harry Kane with another goal, 15 now in total across World Cups, and an assist for Bellingham's second. Jordan Pickford, facing 20 shots, making save after save after save across those final 47 minutes, was nothing short of a miracle worker in goal. And England now face Norway and Erling Haaland in Miami on July 11th in what promises to be one of the great quarter-final encounters. For Mexico, the Quinto Partido remains unachieved. For clean sheets and then conceding 3 at home. The dream shattered in the most heartbreaking way imaginable at the most iconic venue in Mexican football. Julian Quiñones leaves this tournament with 3 goals, the joint most by a Mexican player in a single World Cup edition since Luis Hernandez in 1998. Roberto Alvarado with 3 assists, a record for a Mexican player in a single tournament. But none of it will ease the pain of this particular defeat in this particular stadium on this particular night. The 2026 World Cup quarterfinals are here, and they are going to be absolutely electric. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, share this video with all your football-loving friends, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our World Cup content. I will see you in the next one. Let's go.